That way.
Hello,
There we go.
everybody. It is Jamie here, and I have another success story for you. This is my friend Loretta, and I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her business. Hi, Loretta.
Hi, Jamie. So good to see you.
I
I keep
know.
I keep missing your lives. I'm sorry. We've been on the road a lot, as you know. We travel back and forth
Yes,
with bike
Loretta's been
trips
traveling
and
quite a bit.
camping. So right now I'm in Chattanooga. I'm actually in the Art Bluff district here. I love coming up to the Art Bluff and going to the museum, and I sit and do some doodling. Sometimes I do some business while up here. Well, let's see. We could start with, well, my business name is Art on Wings 423. And I guess I started it about 2 years ago, maybe,
Okay.
give or take. And I started it because, well, I'm an artist, creator, and yogi. As you know, I'm very passionate about yoga and being healthy naturally. So my tagline is be authentically you naturally.
Oh,
Because I like to combine both the yoga and the art because obviously they both have a lot of natural healing benefits from them, both physically as well as emotionally and spiritually. So a few years ago, when I got back into doing my art, somewhat part-time, full-time, I was able to retire young, thankfully. Thanks to my husband, I have a very supportive husband, and that helps when your spouse or significant
it
other
it
is
definitely
supportive.
does. Yes.
Yes. And at the time, my business was more just I painted and I was kind of selling some paintings on the side. People that would ask about them, but I was doing it more for me. I was going through some, you go through the changes a little bit in life and a little bit young. And it's hard to, when you're used to working full time and, raising a family, then all of a sudden you're kind of an empty nester and going and trying to
It's a
grapple with, you don't have
transition.
to be, yes, that transition, and you don't have to be anywhere at a certain time. That it takes a while for you to adjust and to create new routines. And my business, like I said, was kind of just getting started. So I had grandiose ideas, like some people do.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
we all
but
do. Yeah.
we all do. We dream big or go home. And even today, I still sometimes grapple with that it's okay to dream big. It's okay to have plans, even when you're traveling. And sometimes you can't do what you want to do or when you want. Um, but a friend of mine asked me to teach a paint party at her restaurant, and I was like,
Oh,
You
okay.
want me? You want me to teach?" I was like, I don't think I could teach somebody." So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. So we picked out a painting that it seemed, um, it was something I had done. So I figured, well, okay, I could teach this. I wrote out the instructions. I don't remember if I even had a tracer then. I usually don't use tracers. I like to do more realistic paintings. And it kind of started with that. And then a few months
Okay.
later, I found you online and I'm like, And this was kind of in between Heidi, with the paint parties. That wasn't, like I said, that wasn't really my intention with my business
Right.
at the time. So it kind of leapfrogged a little bit in the last year. I guess it's been about a year since your first Create course. I took the first
It was
one,
in March of 2002
March
was the first time. So Loretta was one of the
2022.
first
Yeah.
people who took
Hmm.
Create and trusted that I would offer this course that I had just started talking about and hadn't
Hmm.
developed yet or offered before. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so just a little bit
So
over a
yeah,
year.
yeah. Um, I knew I wanted to grow personally and professionally. I wanted to have, and my husband being very supportive of um, whatever I wanted to do. So I was learning different techniques with, oops, sorry, techniques with my painting and where I was
Hmm.
growing because I enjoy doing acrylics, watercolors, gouache, mixed media, pastels. Those are some of my favorite types, mediums that I like to use. And I found you and I just, I loved what you were offering. I loved the way you teach. And I thought, I like what she does. I think I could learn from her. So and from there, then obviously I just kind of kept moving forward through your Create course,
Yes,
and
you took it the first time
following
and then you came back and took it the second
a
time,
second time.
and now you're taking it the third time.
And now a third time. Yes, I'm super excited because obviously, um, when we first learn something, they say that we only retain 10% of what we learn.
Oh, is that what I didn't never
Yeah.
heard the percentage like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always heard 10%. I'm like, well, I don't want to retain 10%. I want to retain more than that. I think we actually use only 10% of our brain. I like
Oh,
to think,
right.
or both, it could be both ways too. We don't retain everything, but of course we write it down. Obviously, we like to journal. A lot of artists or creatives, we all do journaling. I believe that we do retain more, but obviously I think a lot of creatives, we learn not only by hearing or seeing, but also by doing. So
Oh,
kinetically,
yeah, for
learning
sure.
different
Yeah.
methods, how we learn. And so I found from your course through experience, it was, I was, I have a lot of things, a lot of challenges that I was going through in life, with moving and getting remarried again and traveling, that it was, like I said, it was challenging for me, but I knew if I planned it, and after taking your course the first time, I kind of knew what to expect, and it just really helped me grow personally and professionally. So I found that Create, obviously being for creatives, but also I think it would apply to anybody and whether you're an engineer or a computer programmer. These Some of the lessons that you teach can be applied to anybody, and therefore we can um, extrapolate what we need to help grow both, as I said, personally and professionally. So that's what
Yeah.
really, really
There have been
helped
several
me.
people that have said that, and I've never
Hmm.
like marketed it that way or talked about it that way, but
Right.
I do know that
Hmm.
I think that those six different practices could apply to just about anybody. So, so after taking the course both
Yeah.
times, what would you say is
Hmm.
your favorite part about the course?
Oh, wow, so many. I took it for a variety of reasons. As I said, I think part of it was accountability. Part of it was
Hmm.
because sometimes we can make our own goals or make our own, try to take that dream and make it a goal, make it reality. So I feel like I kind of needed a coach in a way, but also the community support. Community is
Yeah.
really big. A lot of artists, we work by ourselves. We work, for hours and hours on end, days sometimes. And sometimes it's hard for me personally. I think my whole life, really, I've been very shy and introverted. So being in your group has helped me tremendously be a little bit more, I don't want to say outspoken, but a little bit more confident. So those are some of the
Right, because
limiting
that's what the
beliefs that you
tagline
talk
is
about.
to be more confident,
Yes,
right? So
be more
I
confident.
would
Yes.
definitely say that over the past couple of years, I've seen, from the first time that you started watching my videos and kind of started in my membership, and but from taking even just a little over a year ago with Create, I've definitely seen that, your
Mm-hmm.
confidence build and thing, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
be more.
Yes, it is. I still tend to be quiet and reserved, but
Yeah,
I enjoy getting online and talking to other artists. I enjoy um, taking, as I say, taking that leap of faith. Um, what's the thing about fear, false evidence appearing real, and
right.
realizing that if we have faith and hope, we just, you just jump, and we will be caught. It'll be saved, and we can. Because if you don't take that step, you'll never know, and you'll regret it. And I don't want
Yeah.
any more regrets in life. Because, as I said, being at that age now where we're empty nesters, that you look forward to this throughout your working life, but to be able to actually start living a whole nother aspect of your life
Yeah, it's
is
kind of like
fun.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. You almost feel a little bit guilty sometimes because your kids are grown and they're working and learning, the ways of life, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, bye. I'm traveling
I'm gonna
now. It's
travel. I'm
my
gonna do.
turn. Yes,
Yeah.
it's my turn to go shopping and my turn to, but it's very rewarding, being part of the community that you've created, other like minds. And there's some of us that we really click right away. You click, and it's I don't even know what the words to say. It's awesome. It's so much fun. It's
It
rewarding.
makes you
It's
feel connected in with those people
connected.
because
Yes.
we're
Hmm.
spending time on Zoom just about every single week. We've talked about
Hmm.
this in some of the other interviews. So you really get to know each other, and you
Hmm.
get to know about their personal life and what struggles they
Hmm.
have. And because you're with them throughout basically the 10 weeks together on a, a
Hmm.
pretty regular basis. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So
And
probably it's a community.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say tell anybody that's, if they're thinking about it or concerned, it's definitely worth it because it's an investment in you. It's an investment in
Yeah.
yourself personally and professionally. So you will get out of it, like in anything, you get out of it what you put into it.
Oh,
So even
that
if you
is true. Yes.
Yeah. So even if you don't think you're going to be able to be there every week, you still have access to the group for what, like a year, I think, 6 months or a year or more. Or as
Yeah.
alumni, you come back.
Yeah. You can come back as an alumni and you have access to all the information in the group. I just have a
Hmm.
certain time where I kind of turn off comments in the group that, yeah, you have
Sure.
access to all the information and everything. And then if you come back
Hmm.
as an alumni, there are, new bonuses that I put in there. I've
Hmm.
learned more, so I'm going to be able to offer more. Really, the Create course is my place where I can share as much of what I know about all in one place rather
Yeah, and you
than
do.
here or there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
noticed even in the past year how you taken that course the second time, you expanded it, you made it better. And each time that we can take it, it's definitely more beneficial because you're learning more or you're able to apply certain lessons better in your life because,
Yeah.
we all go through changes in
Yeah.
life
And your business is
from
in a
month to
different
month.
place. And yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So definitely the community, and I'd say that create community rest. Rest is so important. I listen to podcasts from other artists around the country, and that's one area they tend to forget is that we do need to take
Oh,
breaks,
yeah.
regular breaks,
Yeah,
not
we
just
definitely
once a
talk
year
about that in
vacation.
that. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
not just sleep. When we talk about
no,
rest, it really is a it's
get away.
broader than just the sleep.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, taking the break. So rest and then exercise, of course, is paramount. AM, PM routines and thoughts. I think thoughts apply to everybody nowadays with the way um, we've either been raised or the way that we're taught we have to behave because of our jobs, that we have to rewire our brains. So I know you've
yeah,
done a
all
lot of,
those stories.
you spoke a lot about that. Oh, and I know I didn't want to forget that you do in your other, well, I guess I don't know if it's in the Create course as much, but you do talk about technology, and
Hmm.
that's a wonderful aspect that all of us struggle with, and it's rewarding that whatever you learn, you go out there and learn it, and then you share it with us. So I find that to
That's
be so much, invaluable.
Yeah, so each time I offer it, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm in a different place. I've learned new things and the people coming in. So
Mm-hmm.
it's fun now to think there's a group of people who have already went through it that can help the new people in a way and kind of like mentor them through the course a little bit because they've already taken it. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that you've been traveling, so you probably did not see a video that I did inside of CBOB yesterday, and it was sharing that there's a new bonus that I was providing that
Okay.
everyone in the course will get. So if they sign up from now through the end of the day on Friday, which is when
Mm-hmm.
I am closing everything off so I can make sure and get everybody into the group. But I had
Mm-hmm.
mentioned on a video the other day that we were going to do kind of like a little book club. And there was going to be a book
Oh.
that we were going to go through,
Oh,
and it's called the 5 a.m.
yeah.
Club. And I just got my
Oh,
book the other
yes.
day.
Yeah, you
So I
mentioned
have the book.
last week. Yeah, last week you were talking
And
about that book.
yep.
That's
And I just
gotta
mentioned
get
on the
that.
video yesterday
Okay.
that I'm going to be sending everyone a copy of the book. So
Oh,
everyone's going to get a
nice. Very
copy
nice
of the book
perk.
who signs up. And so we're going to go through
Mm,
it. We'll probably start it right at the beginning of July. By that point, everybody will have their book
in
and
June.
everything. And so I'll
Okay,
have a
in June.
schedule
That's good.
of kind of going through the book. So that's something totally new that I've never done inside the course
Um,
before.
no, that'll be fun because I know we have talked about books, and even on the retreat, we talked about, different books, and we've shared in the groups here and on our
Yeah.
Zoom, and that's paramount as well because we're all
Yeah.
learning at different stages of our business. So
Yeah.
I know we talk about this as well in our limiting beliefs about comparison,
Yes.
which is another one that a lot of people, even successful artists or people that you think,
Oh,
they
yeah.
all have limiting beliefs as well. So it just kind of humbles you and makes you feel like, hey, if they feel that way, then I'm not so bad. I'm not
Yeah.
broken. I'm not. But yeah, I love you're always coming up with something new. I love your themes. You always come up with these great themes for things and how to incorporate things,
It's
routines
just
into
it's just like these
our everyday
downloads.
life. These
Yeah.
downloads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
why I listen to a lot
I
of.
kind of previewed the book, but
Mhm.
I have not read it yet either. So I'm going to be able to go through it, with the Create course and just kind of facilitate that
Okay,
book club inside there. So I'm really looking forward to it
that's be
too.
fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, I like that. I think I read it several years ago. It's been a while. I know I
It
don't have it right
it's
now
like
because I
5 years
just packed
old.
all my books.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been out a little while. That's still kind of young. But yeah, there's some great books, some great, and there's always great little nuggets you can take from those too. And that's what's
Yeah.
important is to take that. And we can't apply everything. It's like when we go to a conference or a seminar or a workshop, you get a lot of great ideas, but we have to learn to slow down and take one, two, or maybe even three that we can actually incorporate into
Yeah.
our
And actually
business or
do.
personal life. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you would say to anybody who is thinking
Mm.
about taking Create or, anything that maybe we've not talked about that they would potentially learn or get from Create?
Oh, let's see. Oh gosh, there's so many things. I'm sure I'll think of some after we're done. But no, if anybody has questions or if you're thinking about it, I encourage you to reach out to me or to Jamie. It's a wonderful experience. It really is, and I'm so privileged and blessed to be here and with Jamie and everybody in her group, her tribe. That is, we're kind of like sisters. We're all here together. Sometimes we don't see each other, or talk to each other all the time, but we know if you need support or if you need encouragement or you have a question, um, it's all free game. It's all, there's no stupid questions. There's
Oh,
everything
yeah.
from, your AM routine to thoughts to, well, I haven't started if somebody says they haven't started a business yet, that's okay. I think you have people in the group that don't have a
It
creative business yet,
we
and
we
that's
actually
okay.
had somebody just join last night that or 2 nights ago that
Awesome.
does not have a
Mm-hmm.
business yet. We just had Edith decide her name. I don't know if you heard that. She
Yeah, no, I
decided,
haven't heard it yet. Good,
yes.
because she was thinking about it back at the retreat. She
Yeah, so
mentioned it.
we have a couple of people
Good,
that are kind of in that stage
good.
too. So yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
fun to be able to watch them kind of come
Mm-hmm.
through and see what happens.
Oh,
So
good. Yeah,
yeah,
so it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what stage you're at, whether in the beginning
no,
stages, the middle, or you've been an artist for 20 years. You're still going to get something from Jamie's course because like I said, it applies to everybody. There's great nuggets in there from the six principles to just or the community support as well. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Um,
yeah. You mentioned about the tech,
um,
and I answer the
the
questions,
tech.
and
Oh
yeah,
yeah, the Zooms. We always have live. You always do tech live Zooms, I think, or you do recorded tech when you do Q&A every week, and
right,
we have breaks. We do have breaks in between, which is very helpful that second time because sometimes we feel like we're getting behind, and we have to remind ourselves we're not
yes,
getting behind. It's we all do things at our own pace, and I believe firmly that I've always been one to try to rush, and I've learned the hard way that you can't rush through things. They're brought to you or things are given to you at a certain time in your
yeah.
life for a certain
That is
reason.
something that I learned from the first time that I had the course. I didn't have any break weeks. And that was
Hmm.
feedback that I got from people that, so I
Hmm.
incorporated. So it's actually stretched out over about 10 weeks, even though it's still the
Right.
six principles, there's those weeks
Hmm.
in between. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of good, and things will come up that you may not think of. They'll come up during the course, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I thought about that before." And how does this work? Or what direction do I go? Or what path? Just like with Edith, like you said, with her coming up with a name. We don't have to come up with it today. You don't
Yeah.
have to do it in a week, just like oh, my word, like this year, my word of the year. It took me a couple of weeks to come up with that, and that was
Oh, yeah.
breakthrough. And I feel like I'm going through a lot of breakthroughs in my life, personally and professionally. That's been scary at times, but it's also exciting. And, it's just, like I
It,
said, we go
it
through
fits
different
for this year.
stages. It does, yeah. And I think whenever we come up with a word, like you came up with connect and align, I think align
Hmm.
and connect or connection,
Yeah.
your
No, it was those
words.
two. Yeah.
That those two, yeah, and that we used for retreat, which was amazing. How everything tied together, from the speakers to even the swag to just personally. I think they apply to all of us as well, and it's just rewarding. I hate to keep using that word right now, but it's
Well, and I know
yeah,
you've
it's
mentioned a couple times
enlightening.
the retreat, and I talked about that,
Hmm.
you got to go to the retreat. And I just wanted to mention,
Hmm.
too, since there's just a little bit over a day left that people could sign up, that if you had seen pictures about the retreat, you saw pictures of Loretta, you were following the hashtag a couple of months ago for the Create Retreat 2023, that retreat is
Hmm.
going to happen again. It's going to happen next May. I don't have the specific dates or
Excited.
the
Hmm.
location exactly. It is going to be on Anna Maria Island again in Florida. But if
Hmm.
you want the opportunity to get an invitation to be able to go on that retreat like Loretta did and the other 12 ladies, you do have to take Create. So in,
Hmm.
school terms and college terms, it's a prerequisite to take the course
Right.
before you get
Yes.
to go on the retreat.
It all
So
makes sense.
yeah,
Yes.
I will not
Hmm.
be offering the course again until after that retreat. So this is the only chance
Oh,
that you have to be able
wonderful.
to take the
Yes.
course to be able to get the
To
invitation
attend
for the
retreats.
retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have
And
to plan retreats like that pretty far ahead.
yeah, you do, and especially there. And it is so worth it. It is beautiful there. You have some downtime, and I don't know how much you want to expand on that now, but it's the course itself is going to really help set you up and prepare you, and you'll get a lot out of it. Even the first time, the second time, this will be my third. And then I'm hoping to be able to go to retreat next year. Hopefully, I don't know what your parameters are going to be for alumni, because I know we want to try to get new people in. But
Oh,
it's
I'm getting a bigger house.
well, yeah, I heard you say a bigger house, and I'm like, well, another thought I had too was I could always try to bring our camper down. If I can get it on the island, I'll bring our 28-foot Airstream down and just
Oh my
park it.
goodness.
It won't fit in front of the house unless they let me park it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was going to see about
I
that.
don't think so. Oh.
But yeah, that'd be fun.
Well,
That way we could have more room for more people. I don't know.
yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
thought. But yeah,
Well,
it is so much fun.
yeah, yeah. And that's why I wanted to plan it again and get a bigger house because I was ready to go back as soon as we, left.
I know. I was too, and I actually live 2 hours from there, and I haven't been down there. But I have a cousin who lives less than an hour from there too.
Oh,
So
okay.
and of course, when I went down, I took my bike with me in my little car. I'm in the Jeep right now, but I took my trike down, and I was able to ride on the island a couple times when I had
Yeah.
breaks. And it's beautiful. We're close to the beach. There's quaint little shops, and it's just fun. Finally having that one-on-one time with you, but also with other
It
people that you meet. And we do Zooms. It's different when you're in person. It's like we're
Oh,
sisters and
completely
we're
different. Yeah. Yeah.
catching up.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, Loretta, thanks for coming on and just kind of sharing some of your story. I really appreciate that you took the time out of your traveling around and everything that you're doing to just
Just
really like
kidding.
create a life that you love that includes the traveling
Hmm.
and the places
It
that you want
is,
to
yes.
go and see.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah.
So your course really has helped me grow personally and professionally, but also, and that's important to me because we all still have dreams, even when we get to certain stages. It doesn't matter. I know there's people in your group that are a little bit older as well. So just because you're 60 or 70 doesn't mean you have to sit at home and you can't start a
Not
business.
at all.
You can,
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of women and men out there who they still want to contribute. And one of my passions in life now always has been, I've always been a volunteer. And my passion is I'm a veteran with complex chronic PTSD. I'm certified and trained as a trauma yoga therapist, but also an art healing. So I combine those, and my passion is to be able to get out there and help as many people as I can, even if it's only
Right.
one person a day. So if you're a veteran or you know somebody who is, please reach out, because art, you don't have to be an artist. You can just, doodle and have fun. There are many exercises that I like to encourage people to try or to just do to help with their
Right.
personal growth as well.
Yeah.
A lot of CEOs, a lot of people are realizing now that we have to think outside the box, or what can I do with that box?
Yep. Well, very good. Well, I really appreciate you coming on here, Loretta. And if you do have any questions, make comments here in the video, but the course is only open through Friday night until 11:59 p.m. So that gives me time to get people into the group to be able to start on Monday. So,
All right.
all right.
Thank you,
Thanks so
Jamie. See you
much.
soon. Yes, safe travels to Texas.
Thanks.